Welcome back to HBCU Huddle, live from SWAC Media Day, joined now by Commissioner Charles McClelland. Commissioner, how's it been?
Been going very well. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us. I talked to you last year around this time. It was SWAC Media Day last year. If we take a look back from last year's SWAC Media Day to the day before today, so yesterday,
Right.
what's been the thing that you've been most proud of in that 365-day period as commissioner?
Just the growth of the league, the popularity of the league, and the ability for us to get our name, image, and likeness out from a national platform. We have been extremely strong and popular in the South, but we've been able to expand that outside of the South. We've been able to expand that nationally. I'm on a fair amount of committees. As you know, I'm on the NCAA basketball committee. And when you have Power 5 commissioners, when you have Power 5 athletic directors that know your coaches, know your cities, know your stadiums, that lets you know that you're making an impact. And one of my proudest moments, as I was sitting in the committee room watching all of these games on the screen and all of the committee members are there, on the upper right-hand corner, it was the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And I kind of had to take a deep breath to say, we're watching teams, placing teams into the field, and look, there's the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and to me, that was an aha moment.
That's great. There are, as you talk about continuing to grow the brand of the SWAC, one of the ways you are doing it, one of the partners with ESPN, there are not one, not two, but 3 weeknight games on ESPN, the ESPN Family and Networks this coming up season. For those who don't know, the September 21st matchup between Arkansas Pine Bluff and Alabama A&M. Then you have the November 2nd matchup between Mississippi Valley State and Bethune-Cookman, and then November 10th, it'll be Arkansas Pine Bluff again playing Grambling. How did this come about? How were these games selected, and what does this mean for the conference?
You know, those games are actually a part of our contract, so they're Thursday night, Friday night games. What we've been pushing for, and we actually got 2 of those, are some Saturday day live games. So what we want is what the Power 5 has. We want primetime Saturday games. HBCU Go has brought that to the table, and now ESPN is bringing more of those to the table. So nationally televised games is ultimately what we wanted. But I would have to go back and say, as we analyze the statistics as far as viewership is concerned, we had some ESPN Plus games that outdrew primetime ESPN games for us. So it's not just a linear standpoint now. We're getting larger numbers on digital as we are on linear. So the game has kind of changed as to how America are watching, and they are tuning in both digitally and linear to watch SWAC games. But we're excited about those primetime games, but we also are excited to say that over 80% of our football games will be on some form of national platform.
That's amazing. That is awesome when you think about SWAC being an FCS conference and you're going up against the big boys, and not just the FBS but the power conferences as well. That is really impressive. Recently, the SWAC headquarters here in Birmingham, the name of the building changed, correct? It is now the Dr. James Frank building, correct? Did you have a relationship with them beforehand, and what's it mean to you to have that building named after a man like that?
Sure, yeah, I did have a relationship. He came back to be interim commissioner my first and second year as an athletics director when I was young athletics director at Prairie View A&M University. But we purchased that building. We paid the note off last year. And based upon all of the things that Dr. Frank has done for the Southwestern Athletic Conference, it was only fitting to put his name on it. He ushered in several female sports, softball he brought in. He brought in soccer as well. He was the first African-American, the only African-American president of the NCAA. He oversaw the league probably at its height during the 80s and the 90s with all of the, the Archie Cooleys and the W.C. Gordons and, the Marino Cassams. So he was the architect of really elevating the BET. Charlie Neal is walking around here. I was a young kid at home watching BET with Charlie Neal, and now he's with HBCU Go. All of that was under the auspice of Dr. Frank. So it was just fitting that his name would live forever on the SWAC headquarters because he did so much for the conference.
Commissioner McClelland, I could talk to you for another 35, 45 minutes. We're going to let you go, though. Thank you so much for your time, man. We appreciate it.